created, well, let me tell you about why we're created first, so you can understand, like, the name might confuse many. It's a actual social media networking site where people can be encouraged and go on Facebook and do these things. No, social media for kids was created because there was a principal in New York City that broke up a fight in her school because some young girls were fighting in a hallway. And it started from AIM and Facebook, right? And they were able to tag many friends and set this up where there was probably over 60 students meeting exactly at the right time in this hallway. And she jumped in to stop it, and of course she tore a ligament in her neck, and she approached us. She approached me and asked me to assist them and to try and create something that would work for students, to engage them. So we created social media for kids. When we created it, we had no idea it was going to take off the way it was going to take off. I actually thought, okay, well, I'll just launch it in one school. I'll get an LLC and try to make it happen, you know, and let's see where it goes. The first day it released, we were in the New York Times. We were on the Daily News. CNN has reached out to us several times. Thank you. They reached out to us, and we started to get into a little So let me explain. All right. So did you guys know that? Well, how many people are you guys familiar with? How many people in the United States actually have smartphones? It's 167.9 million. Maybe a little bit more by now. People in the world with smartphones, we're looking at 1.75 billion people. And of course, a little bit more now. Total Twitter users in the US, 255 million. And that was as of January. I'm quite sure it's a lot more now. Instagram users, over 200 million in the US. Total number of children under the age of 17 that use Twitter, that use social media, 62 million. Wow. And 1 out of 3 people are under the age of 17 with an Instagram account. That's a lot. And the average person does not read. Like we spoke with Apple reps, the average person does not read those agreements and those terms. They don't read that. I mean, I don't really read it, you know? And I'm 35. I'm 35. I just know I want to get on that app. I want to get myself started. And I don't have time to sit there and read a 50-page document. Because they are like 50 pages, right? And it might take you probably a year to read and understand what it's talking about. But many of them don't even know that they're selling their images. They don't even know what they're giving up. They just know they want to be with their friends, and they want to be with everybody else, and see Rihanna, see Beyonce, or see whoever, any other famous stars that they want to see on Instagram. Simple. Nothing wrong with that, right? There it is. So this is my real. This is real. Everything that you're going to see here is real. These are my statistics, and these are from students in middle school 443 in Brooklyn, New York. And these are our middle school students. So let me tell you what we do. We go into different schools, from high school to middle school. It started with high school, and then we're told no, start from 3rd grade. And I said, 3rd grade? That's like 10 and 12 and 13, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds using social media. I was wrong. I was very wrong. As a matter of fact, we actually get to visit and call these developers to find out, realizing that many of them lie, of course, with their age to get on. I mean, I remember my little brother at 10 having Facebook, and I'm like, but you're supposed to be 18 on Facebook. If I go online, put the wrong year, the wrong date, and come on, the wrong date, and I just subscribe, right? So these are 11 and 13-year-olds. In New York City, you're not allowed to have your cell phones. In Houston, Principal Dr. Pia, who is going to join us shortly, created something called BYOD, Bring Your Own Devices, where he's encouraging students to bring their devices to school, to use these tools for learning. And it makes sense. Think about it. I mean, I have a laptop, but honestly, my smartphone, I can Google things and do some research on it. My life is on it. I mean, these cell phones are like your computer. So there's a few things you cannot do with it, but 90% of your work can actually be done. Because once you're done, you can plug it right into your computer and make your edits on your laptop if you want, right? Okay, how powerful is that tool? It's very powerful, and we know it's very powerful. The problem is these children don't understand how powerful it really is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so students, social media usage during school hours, 30 minutes to 5 hours a day. How do we know this? Because we tested this. We allowed them to get onto their the network just to see. They're not allowed to have it. And they snuck their cell phones, and they were using their cell phones, okay? And we were able to monitor them, which, I mean, I need to have these numbers in order to say, this is what's happening. I need real numbers. So we were able to see what was going on in the schools. Social media usage after school hours, 3 to 8 hours a day. That's a lot. So think about it. You get out of school, 2:45, 2:30, 3 o'clock. By the time you get out of school, you chat with your friends, and you walk to the bus, or your mom picks you up, or you carpool with your friends. You get home, take off your shoes, grab something to eat, get your homework done, take your shower, you get in the room. Let's say it's about, if you're like my kid, 6 o'clock, you should be sure. Right? Right? So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, yes, they are on the internet. At 1, 12, 3 o'clock in the morning, they're on. How do we know this? As soon as we go on the internet, I see some of the students like, why aren't you sleeping? And how are you up? But they're on. They are on. You know, you even have parents who don't even know what a webcam is. And I asked them, so do they have like, their phones are not in their room. What do they have in their room? Oh, just their computers. Is it a desktop or a laptop? A laptop. Even worse. So they're sitting on it in their bed and they're chilling on their computer and you don't know what they're doing. And I know. I work with kids all the time. It's very easy to swipe your screen if somebody walks in. Very, very easy to swipe your screen if somebody walks in. Average amount of Facebook friends. They have more Facebook friends than me. 4,292 people. Average amount of followers on Instagram, 11,000. Here I am with a positive program, and I only have 430 followers. And these kids have like some of the most craziest things. They have like 5,000 followers, and I'm like, Jesus, please, can I get a follower here? Like, oh, let's do free computers. I even tried to give away a free iPod, and they would not follow me. And mind you, if you look at my Instagram, don't be fooled. I deal with thousands of students in here. Thousands. I've literally tried to give them free iPods. Like, can you guys just follow me? They're like, no way, because our parents are going to know. And you're probably going to post and tell, and you know, like, I get it. You know, my clientele are the principals, the teachers, you know, the parents. Those are my clientele. You know, I would love the students to support it, but they look at me as the bad guy, because sometimes the good guy. You know, they're confused. And I would be confused too if I was 10. Like, I don't know, this lady's kind of, I don't know, she's kind of tech savvy. She might kind of like hack into some stuff. And next thing you know, mom knows I'm on it, and I told mom I wasn't. Right? They loved your GPA, then they saw your tweets. I can tell you this. One of my favorite New York Times article. I know for a fact that I went to schools where a lot of students have lost scholarships. A lot of students have been denied into schools, okay, because of their tweets. Think about it. When I created this program, tons of principals, tons of schools offered me interns. I mean, interns help you build your business. You know, and honestly, we don't make that. It's not profit. It goes to schools, it goes to the teachers, it goes to the curriculum, it goes to the devices. So of course you're going to want interns. So I was very happy. I did a research on them, and I denied their internships based on some of their tweets and some of their Facebook posts. Yes, I did. And I remember a friend of mine, Mercedes' friend, just moved here from New York. And when she went to the board for a rental application, an adult, they were able to pull up every single blog post, her blog, her social networking sites. She got approved, but they were able to pull this, and we're like, so why wouldn't they want to see who's coming into their school system? I would. If I was a principal, I encourage that. I have a 4-year-old son and a toddler, an infant. If I was about a 10-year-old, I would want to know what kind of student's going to be in my son's class. Of course I would want to know. I mean, I would want to know if he's the kind of kid who takes their friends fighting or arguing or doing things and posting it on their Facebook page, on YouTube, and next thing you know, my kid has 200,000-300,000 people looking at him. That's my kid. I understand. So, they loved your GPA and they saw your tweets. Who? The student attended a campus info session, right? Because her GPA was great, and she able to choose which school she wanted to go to. She got to choose which school she wanted to go to. So, social media. Potential student posted all these negative tweets about fellow attendants. I'll tell you what she said, right? Oh my God, what is she wearing? Oh, look at this girl. Oh my God, what is she doing? Look at this guy. Oh my God, what are they wearing? Oh my God, this is terrible. What are they wearing? Just terrible, terrible, terrible things. But, like the average business owner, you monitor what's going, if you're smart. You monitor what's being said about you online, if you're smart. So yeah, using hashtags about my school or hashtags about my business. When I type in the hashtag, or when I do a search every single day about my name and every single day about my business. I want to know who's talking about me. So here it is now, these school officials are seeing these things coming up on their feeds, and it's the students. So what was the outcome? The college denied admission, which makes sense. I don't care what GPA is. I don't want you as a student in the school. Who? Rebecca said it, right? Florida student. Was a Florida student. What happened? She was bullied on and offline by fellow classmates. Okay? Outcome. She committed suicide. Girls were charged with aggravated stalking. Another scenario. I went into a school system, PS 327, Dr. Peter's school, and they asked me to come in. We need your help. What's going on? Listen. We can't have the public be out there. We have a 12-year-old girl who tried to commit suicide. Her mom came home, had to get the ambulance involved, and it was very scary. What did the mother do? She wanted to get every legal person you could think of involved, school parents, everything. Of course, she wanted to do that. That's her baby. You come home and see your child in that condition because she was cyberbullied. How else are you going to react? You're gonna want this fixed. You're gonna want them to pay for this. That's what the average parent, thinks. The school officials think, whoa, how can we fix this? How can we stop this? What can we do? What can we do to smooth this out? But not the parents. Not the parents, right? So we got into the school and we were able to help work things out. But the program had to come in and work with the different students. And how does it work? It's not boring. With kids, you just can't say, don't do this, don't do this. Because I remember when I was young, if you told me not to do it, I really was going to do it because I wanted to know why you didn't want me to do it. And it is what it is. And I work with a lot of students. I'm not a teacher. I'm a technology lover. I'm an instructor. So how I work with them is different. They kind of open up to me and I hear what's going on. And I talk to them because kids are people too. They're brilliant. They're smarter than you. Believe it or not, they're very, very smart. Like, they're very smart. So when I talk to them, I always tell them, I need you to make me better. Because the more I learn from you, the more I know how to advance my program. You got to work with me. I'm not here I have an agreement with them. What you and I discuss, I'm not discussing with your parents. That's not what I'm here for. I don't even care what goes on. I'm not here for that. I'm here because I want to talk to you. I want to see what your brain is like. I want to know what it is you guys do. And I want to help the situation. How can I help this? So work with me. I kick it with them. I keep it real with them. And it opens up. Kids are people too. It opens up. And I learned so much with them. I think they're brilliant. Who? I tell all the girls in the schools this. Honey, please, if you're in love at 14, you won't even like them by the time you turn 14 and a half. So I don't even know what you're talking about. Because me, I remember when I was younger, oh my God, I love him. I'm going to kill myself if he doesn't call me back. Why hasn't he called me? It's been 3 days. What do I do? Once when you're working, I was like, yeah, I liked him. Oh, God, it is what it is. That's, we're young and we're emotional and we don't think about that kind of stuff. But in the moment, we make mistakes we do. So, Philip Albert, what did he do? He got himself with a 16-year-old girlfriend, went into her email list, selected all, and sent a naked picture of her to everybody in her network, from grandma to mom to dad to siblings to schoolmates and friends. Of course she was embarrassed. Jesus, I'd be embarrassed too. First of all, I wouldn't even send you that picture to begin with, but they do it. Sexting is big. Sexting is very big amongst our teenagers. Very, very big. Bottom line is this. I know they're going to do it. I know they're going to go on social media sites. I know they're going to you may think that your kids are on your Facebook friends list, and they just might have another Facebook page created and blocking you from it, so you don't see what's really going on. Yes, I see it. And I laugh. I'm like, these kids are so savvy, it's disgusting. Like, I can't even keep up with you. And I'm supposed to be a technology expert here. Okay? They're on it. They know exactly what's coming out. And these people who are building apps know how many children are on these sites. They know. So, outcome is classified as a sex offender. Register this one. Kicked out of college. Fired probation. Cannot use the internet, and he can't even live with his dad. Why? Because his dad lives too close to the school. Wow. Can't be there.
How old was he then?
At the time, I think he was 18. 18 at the time. And sexting is child pornography. So, if you're 14, you're 15, and you send someone else a photo, and they find this out, it's an issue. So, here's my favorite part. Is social media bad? Absolutely not. I think it's beautiful. I think it's amazing. I think it's creative, and I love it. Do I promote it? Yes, I do. Why? Because we can do a lot of amazing things and great things through social media, and kids can do it too. Who's monitoring your kid though? Am I saying for you to go with your kid, create a Twitter account if they're 8 years old by themselves? No, I'm not saying that. What am I saying? If they are going to do it with them. If they're going to do it with them. Think about it. Can you really keep them away from the internet? No. It's not, you just can't. They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to get to it. And I'll get to that soon, a couple of slides. Who is this? This is Manager Kevin. This is Dalen Orr and a couple of other kids. What did I encourage these young students to do? His mom is the New York Times #1 seller and ambassador for Afghanistan women, right? And she works with an Afghan project and created it. She's an amazing, brilliant woman. Brown University, Ivy League, forget it. Marshall Hamilton is the woman that you want to know. This is her son, Dalen Orr, right? What did Dalen do and previous friends? We use Kickstarter. Who knows what Kickstarter is? All right, so it's an amazing way to raise funds if your project is creative. Okay, so we use social media to make this happen. Social media can be very positive depending on how you use it. They created a Kickstarter campaign. We were able to find some of the most amazing videographers because as children, you can get these type of people to work on these projects because they're kids. Trust me, we have Disney's Pixar developers on our team. I can't pay you $2,000 every 2 minutes. That's probably what you're worth. But the reason you're working with us is because you understand what the cost is. You know? So here it is. And see, children have power. They don't understand how much they're loved and respected. They have a lot of power to change things. They have a lot of power to draw that positive attention to themselves. If they are molded and if they are put in the proper position and directed in the right way, they can make amazing things happen. Okay? And I can even tell you about an 8-year-old now, a millionaire, because he got his older brother and said, hey, draw this for me. Hey, this is what I want it to look like. Turn it into a comic magazine for me. And now he's worth like $5.3 million. And he's 8. Okay? 8. So what did they do? The goal was to raise $6,500 through Kickstarter and $3,000 from the community. We use social media. We raised $6,900 through Kickstarter, and we raised $11,000 through social media. It is very positive, and it can be used. And we put on an event that CBS News and all the reporters took to and put in and loved it. And it was funded. Another Kickstarter project, Monkey Face of Power, college student, Shadi Jennings. Monkey Face of Power, what was her goal? Just get out of college, huge with design, and decided she needs to raise $4,000 to start her actual product line development. What did she do? She had outside events, she went to her college, went to all the alumni, friends, and family through social media, and her project was funded. She wanted $4,000, she got $4,255 on top of other donations from social media. So yes, I do believe that social media can be an amazing tool. What is this project called? This project is called Walnut Street Elementary Playground. What do they want to do? They want to raise $50,000 for a new playground and honor their teacher, right? What do? They use social media. They created an amazing campaign. Of course, they were teaching. This type of, when it comes to money, of course, there's parents involved. You're not just going to go create a fundraising account and have parents involved. They were able to raise $35,000 so far. They're going to reach that $50,000 goal. And these were kids who did this through social media. So we went into another school that had issues with their students that were blogging and posting negative comments and threatening each other online. So what did we do? We found out, what is it you like? You're obviously very creative. You're very creative. What is the trash like? Why are you so in touch with these blogs? Like, what's going on with you guys in the blogs and the negative comments? So let's work on it together. And we did. These are students who actually created a blog for their school. There's a school blog now. And it looks really good. It looks really good to walk into a school as a parent and think about enrolling your child. And then you hear things like, okay, these kids it's a tech savvy. No, it's a tech savvy school. The kids are involved. They have a positive online image. They actually have a blog about things that they like, from boxing, from dancing, from cooking, to Irish dancing, from footballs, and all kinds of things, and fundraisers and poems and stuff at their school and their school league. Yes, kids can do amazing things if they're taught the right way. Who is this? This is Sinead Tyler. This is really fun. Sinead's mother is a principal who had social media for kids who had us in her school. And she still went behind her mother's back. Created a Facebook page, Twitter page, and everything else. Mother was livid. Major punishment. Did it again. Major punishment. Did it again. Mother said, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. I'm not understanding why this is still happening. And I'm like, she wants to be on it. She really wants to be on it. And they're going to keep doing it. So why don't we just do something creative? You as a parent, let's get creative with it. She likes to be on social media, then switch it up. Do it with her. And mom actually has all the passwords to the account. Mom's actually with her sometimes helping her create her online image. And now she's, as we speak, she's in Guatemala. And just like 2 days ago, because of her Twitter and her Facebook page and her campaign, she's now in Guatemala working with tons of principals and students, creating goodie bags with pencils and notebooks and books and all types of school supplies that were donated to her cause and has given out to hundreds of students. So she did use her Twitter for a positive program, and she started this. She now has Beyonce's sister Solange working with her. She's now working with Fashion Week in New York. She has some of the most amazing makeup artists in the country working with her, supporting her. The owner of Project Runway, okay, that has this huge event in Vegas twice a year, is now following and supporting and giving her merchandise. And she's 12 and understanding the importance of branding herself. She's 12. When the New York Magazine, the New York Times, and all these other newspaper articles claimed Brownsville as being the murder capital of New York City, Principal Nadia Lopez of Mahabridge Academy launched The Score, a Brownsville brilliant magazine and social media to create a positive platform about the community she serves. What is Brownsville? Brownsville, but we know New York. We own our house down the block from the Nets. Everybody wants to be in Brooklyn, and Miami, and Houston, and LA, and San Diego. These are amazing cities. Amazing cities. Brooklyn it's booming right now. It's booming right now. It's exciting, and the media tends to, they did it with our neighborhood, the media tends to paint a negative picture sometimes first. You can get your brand, or you can get your name in the media faster if you have negative than you do positive. From what we've noticed a lot. It's very easy to send a press release about a murder or a shooting or this in Brooklyn. Quickly get it in the New York Times, get it in the Wall Street Journal, quickly. When you send something that says, hey, our kids just did a big fundraiser, you're like pulling teeth. Can you come and write about it? Can you help us spread the news? So what did they do? Their neighborhood was being slaughtered through the media. Terrible. It was just, they were really In other words, if you didn't know Brooklyn properly and you just moved there, you would not go to Brownsville. You wouldn't. So what did they do? The students decided to create a social media campaign, right, and get funding from their mayor, got funding from their local political leaders, got funding from tons of other principals, parents in the neighborhoods, homeowners, business owners, and was able to get some of the most talented graphic designers and web designers. Amazing designers from MTV, from VH1, from the net, you name it. They were able to get big execs to come in and help them create a magazine, online first. Then they got so much funding that they were able to create an actual magazine and pay for distribution to all of the schools in that part of Brooklyn, all the neighbors, everyone in the community, and now they're walking around with this magazine. And they did it all through social media. And this is one of the schools that we launched in first. So why do I think I'm waiting for this to? Okay. This is kind of blurry than what's going on. But this is one of our classrooms that we've been in. And why do we teach it? I believe they need to know internet etiquette, responsibility. They need to know that. I mean, you can. It's a beautiful tool, but yes, you can ruin your online image as a child. You can be rejected from getting into school of your choice. You can. Yes, your parents can have an amazing Catholic or private school, and I had a mom who worked 2-3 jobs to keep her kid in this private school, just so they wouldn't have to go to the public school that was right around the corner that was not what it needs to be. And their child was expelled, right? And it breaks parents' hearts. But they themselves don't have the education about the internet and technology in their schools. They buy these children these tools because they want it, right? So our program does work with parents and with both. It also works with students, teachers, everyone as well. It's a delay in this. But this is my partner that's coming up, Michael Fink, who used to own a part of Warner Brothers. And this is, okay, well, I'm going to
Mercury's in red.
Okay, hold on, wait, I'm trying to get that to this. Yeah, I'm good with chance. All right, it's gonna come up. There we go. Okay, this looks kind of weird here. I don't know why, but it looks kind of weird here. That's my partner, Michael Fink. This is Principal Speroni, and you can't see it now because something's going on. It's Mercury, right? So here's our students. We have them with their Facebook hats, their YouTube hats, their groups, and their Twitter hats, and all kind of cool social networking hats that we created for them. And we want to show them negative and positive and how they use it. And again, these same students were able to create campaigns for their schools and manage their school blogs and build websites. We teach them how to build websites as well. And it's pretty amazing. And we basically focus on making them Googleable. So we launched in Houston, and this was a couple weeks ago. It was absolutely amazing. They have a huge issue in their school system with students as well, and parents too. I want to talk to you guys about this particular school. In this school, the principal won Principal of the Year, one of the most funded tech-savvy schools in New York City. While we were in there during our 10-week class session, a 9-year-old student hacked into their network and didn't like one of the girls in our classroom. Hacked into the network through a teacher's email account, was able to send everyone a very nasty email about a teacher, right? And then she signed it as another student, right? So what happened? Of course, this girl's crying now. No, Dad, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it. It was me. And nobody's believing her. And it's this huge thing, and everybody's involved, and the DA's involved, and there's a lot of threats that are being made. A lot of threats, because they're young, they don't know. When you say, I'm going to kill you, well, we're going to take it serious. We're going to take it very serious, because You can't not take it serious. That's the problem with the DOE. You gotta take it serious because you don't know what can happen. If something does happen, you're liable for it. So all these students now were on this student and parents were all pulled into the room. DA got involved. What did we do? Eventually, it wasn't her. We found out who it was. And when I realized it was a young girl that hacked into a system and was able to pull this off between me and you, I was like, what? How did she know how to do that? Like, it was just so amazing to see that their minds can think like this. No, I didn't promote the fact that she hacked it, but I was amazed that someone that age can do that. So what's happening with her now? And of course, we basically work with them. Now, she created a website for the school, for her middle school. She graduated. Created a website for her middle school, and is now running it with the entire 8th grade student body. I mean, of course, it was wrong what she did at first, but with the right support team and with the right etiquette, we were able to take that negative and turn it into a positive. So what I'm saying is, let me end with this. They're children. I can think back of how many times I've made mistakes when I was younger. I can think back of the mistakes I made 5 years ago. And I'm 35. So when I was 8, 10, 12, 13, I mean, come on. Like, you don't understand, again, the power. Right, you don't understand that. You don't understand that when you post a YouTube video of I got a parent call me Saturday morning, devastated. When you film your friends fighting, and you go and you take that YouTube video and you upload it, and millions are watching it, it's kind of scary when you're a mom and you get a phone call, is that your son? Like on YouTube? And then you go and you see your kid fighting, and you're like, what's going on? So they're going to do it. So what do we do? So if you like to film, you like to do it, let us introduce you to major people who are involved in film. And let us teach you how to use these things. I'll show you how to use Photoshop. I'll show you how to use iMovie. I'll show you how to create a commercial. I'll show you how to build a blog and how to make a website and how to do all these amazing things that make these programs what it was. You like programming? We're working with girls who code. We'll teach you how to code. Okay? And at the end of the day, you'll end up being filthy rich by the time you're 23 if you follow what we got going for you. That's the way of our generation. This is where they are. The reason why they are addicted to it, as we are, it's exciting. It's new. How many of us, honestly, enough of the kids now, how many of us can say, we don't take our phones to the bathroom sometimes early in the morning? Every day. Okay? I wake up in the morning before I say good morning to my husband and the kids. I'm like in the bathroom with my phone, sitting there, seeing what's going on. Okay? Okay? So, I mean, again, I'm 35 doing this. Okay, how many times are we at dinner or do you see, in New York City, it's bad. Everyone walks like this. And everyone, see, in Florida, everybody drives. We don't get to drive to Brooklyn and New York. You gotta see what it looks like when everybody, thousands and thousands of people are walking and not falling. It's brilliant how we're walking and looking down, walking in the trains, walking downstairs, just jogging, everything with our phones. Breastfeeding with the baby with our phones. Yes, you would think that I'm telling you, like, we know. So imagine when your 2-year-old kid wants to grab the phone, or when a mom shuts the baby by giving her the phone. I mean, this 8 and 9 months old, who I know, my son is 8 months old and can navigate the phone. That's crazy to me. And forget my 4-year-old, he just uses Mac and go onto the websites and go onto Netflix and knows that that's his account and he can't go to mommy's account and knows what to do and knows it. And he knows these things and can take up the cell phone and go through his apps and know that this group right here is just for him. If he wants to be a little naughty, he'll go through, take photos, take a video, he can put it in a phone, and he's 4. So what makes you think that 13-year-old, 8-year-old is not going to do the same thing and not be 10 times more advanced than a 4-year-old? So I want to end it by saying I think social media is beautiful. And no, I don't think a 7 or a 10 or a 13-year-old should have social media without some type of structure or guidance. No, I'm not saying, yes, give them social media by themselves. Would you give a 10-year-old a car to drive? No, you wouldn't, right? That's what I'm saying. You can probably kill yourself or kill somebody else with the car. I agree. But sit with them. Be with them. Work with them. Make it positive. You might have a business. Let them tweet for you. Show them how to do it. Let it work for you. Show them how to make it happen. Maybe with the community, for their church event. Something can be done with them. But understand that there's no way of escaping it. They love it. They want to be involved in social media. And it's just going to keep growing, and it's here to stay. So I just want to tell you guys, I want to say thank you for taking the time out and being here. And let's try and make our young children a tech-savvy, responsible generation and not let them ruin their lives online.